Hey folks, the Jones again. Sorry. Welcome back to another video. I hope y'all enjoyed my review slash epic rant on the Green Hornet crappy movie and my review earlier today of Superman Shazam: The Return of Black Adam. And I guess these are my first reviews of 2025. Yeah, it came really fast this year. This new year came by really fast. Yeah, it just goes like this, doesn't it? Anyway, guys, as y'all know on my YouTube channel, just remember. Oh, I did share my review of All Star Superman, which was right after the Green Hornet, and my original review of Thor, which I did review that movie about 9 years ago, I think. But if you look at my Marvel reviews, I did share my old review of Thor on there. I'll just go ahead and show you that on my channel here. Yep. Yes, that review was about what? Oh yeah, it was about 9 years ago. That's my original review. If you just look up Marvel reviews or superhero reviews playlist, but if you just want to look up Marvel reviews that I've been doing MCU movies, including Marvel since Thor, of course, is Marvel. Yeah. And for DC, I did share my review of All Star Superman. Yeah. Which I reviewed on my other channel. You can watch it, just don't subscribe to that channel. Stay subscribed. Once again, like I keep on saying, stay subscribed to this channel if you want to continue to see me do videos and stuff. Yeah. But anyway, like I said, this is a revisit review for Thor. It's Thor, a revisit review for Thor, which is the fourth MCU film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe franchise. Uh, Still in Phase One when they were building up to the Avengers at the time. Yeah. Now this was definitely better than the Green Hornet, a lot better. I really enjoyed Thor. I also like Captain America: The First Avenger as well, and I like Green Lantern. I'm talking about the live action movie with Ryan Reynolds. I've always liked that movie. I always found that movie to be underrated, in my opinion. But anyway, I do enjoy Thor. It's not a great movie by any means, but I do enjoy it. It is a good film. Yeah, like I said, it's the fourth MCU movie, and if you can count it for the Thor trilogy, that's what I call it. This is the first film in the Thor trilogy, and this came right after a year after Iron Man 2. And of course, after Thor here, we would get Captain America: The First Avenger. And then the next year, we would get finally the Avengers movie. Yeah. And many more Marvel movies to come. And of course, Thor got three sequels. That was The Dark World, uh, Ragnarok, which is probably my favorite Thor movie, and Love and Thunder, which is my least favorite. But yeah. But for now, we'll just focus on reviewing the first Thor movie, okay? So for the production, development, Thor's powers are godly, yes, but at the end of the day, he's a man. Odin sends him to Earth because he's not perfect. He's brash, arrogant, even overconfident. He also bleeds. He struggles. Life kicks him where it hurts the most. You want to feel Thor's rage when he rages. You want to see him fight like hell. And it takes as much as he dishes out, maybe more. You want to have a visual reaction to the guy and what happens to him. You don't want his adventures to be clean and aesthetic. You don't want to see the dirt and grim blood. You want to feel every bone-crushing moment of every fight. And when he unleashes the storm, you want to feel like you're seeing the power of a god at work. Felicia Miller, co-writer of Thor, about the project. Sam Raimi originally at first for the idea of Thor after making Darkman. I guess he wanted to make a Thor movie. He met Thor co-creator Stan Lee and pitched that concept to 20th Century Fox idea. Of course, I'm sure Stan Lee trusted him because Raimi did eventually go on to do Spider-Man, but they did not understand. So Thor was abandoned until April 1997, when Marvel Studios was beginning to expand repeatedly. And this was a time, 1997 was a time where, even though like Batman and Robin, it was a superhero. It was a time when superhero movies were, and even Sam Raimi's Darkman was successful because he got two sequels. But there were some movies in the '90s. Some were great ones, and some were not, and some were not. You know, well at the box office. This is way before the MCU's time, and like you said, April 1997. That was not a good year for superhero movies. And but of course, the next year, '98, Marvel, started to get big though, thanks to Blade. It wasn't Spider-Man that started it with Sam Raimi. No, it was Stephen Norton and Wesley Snipes with Blade, the first Blade movie that really started Marvel. That's when their movies started to become hit because of Blade. Anyway, Thor was abandoned though. Like at that time, the film gained momentum though out of the success of X-Men 2000, which they should mention Blade because Blade was successful. But then you have Blade. The X-Men and Spider-Man, those were hits. Those plans for Thor to be made for television. UPN was in talks for airing it. Excited by the prospect, they pushed for a script and approached Tyler Mane to play Thor. Tyler Mane, who played Sabretooth in the first X-Men movie. In May 2000, Marvel Studios brought Extra Entertainment to help finance it as a film. But it wasn't all bad for Sam Raimi, though. He did eventually go direct an MCU movie, which was Doctor Strange into the Multiverse of Madness. It's still yet to be petitioned by a studio. Sony Pictures Entertainment finally purchased the film rights in December 2004. David S. Goyer was in negotiations to write and direct. Thank God he didn't, because he directed Blade Trinity and that sucked. So, but eventually by 2005, there were talks between Goyer and Marvel. Goyer was no longer interested, though at this point the film was still set to be distributed through Sony Pictures. Or maybe Marvel will see what he did with Blade Trinity and was probably like, we don't want him as a director. I hope they were thinking that. Mark Bertisco, the fan of the Thor comic book, agreed to write the script in April 2006, and the project moved to Paramount Pictures. Had acquired the rights from Sony the year the film was announced to be a Marvel Studios production. In December 2007, Project described his plan for it to be like a superhero origin movie story, but not one about a human gaining powers, but of a guy realizing his true potential. It's a story of an Old Testament God who becomes a New Testament God. Project script saw Odin banishing Thor to Earth in the Middle Ages, where he becomes enslaved by Norsemen before being rescued by Lady Sif of the Warriors 3. August 2007, Marvel Studios signed Matthew Vaughn to direct the film. Yes, the same guy who directed Kick-Ass. Thank God that didn't happen. But Vaughn did go on the next year. Well, this year, 2011, he directed X-Men First Class, which I think came out the same year. Yeah, 2011. Vaughn then rewrote part of the script in order to bring down the budget to $150 million. $150 million. But after the success of Iron Man when that came out in 2007, they were probably planning to do it. But 2007, you have Spider-Man 3, Fantastic Four: Rise of the Surfer, and those movies didn't make money, but they weren't really well received movies. They were probably a lot of them were bashed at the time. But when you had Iron Man was a huge hit, and that's when of course the MCU started. Marvel Studios announced they were intending to release Thor in June 2010, with Iron Man 2 being used to introduce the character of Thor, which they did. If you see my review of Thor 2, my reviews review of Iron Man 2, they do by the end of that movie. So pre-production film was released with his holding deal expired in May 2008, at which point Marvel set to work a new draft and began searching for a new director. Marvel Studios approached J. Michael Storch, who could work on outline, Guillermo del Toro entered talks to direct the film. Del Toro, now he did direct Blade 2, which is a Marvel movie, but he also directed Hellboy and Hellboy 2, The Golden Army. But mainly he directed Blade 2, and that was a Marvel movie, of course. Del Toro was a fan of Jack Kirby's work on the comics and said he loved the character of Loki, but wished to incorporate more of the original mythology into the film. A really dingy Valhalla Vikings in mode. However, Del Toro ultimately turned down Thor to direct The Hobbit. By September 2008, DJ Cruiser had been discussing talking on the project, though he did not read the script. Later that month, Kenneth Branagh entered negotiations to direct. Daniel Craig was offered the leading role, but ultimately turned it down, signaling his commitments to the James Bond franchise. By December 2008, Branagh confirmed that he had been hired. He described it as a human story right at the center of a big epic scenario. Samuel Jackson, who briefly portrayed Nick Fury at the end of the film Iron Man, signed on to the Prescribed role in Thor as Nick Fury and a 9-year picture deal with Marvel Studios. In the same month, casting call went out for looking for actors physical returns to audition for the role of Thor. Marvel Studios set back the release date of the film in March 2009 from a scheduled 2010 to 2011. They later moved the release date to May 20th, to distance the films from Captain America: The First Avenger, another Marvel Studios film that was scheduled to be released on July 22nd, 2011. Marvel Studios then approached television writing team Ashley Edward Miller and Zach Stentz to work on the script. They were chosen because Marvel was looking to get the script done quickly, understanding the television writers were usually able to get work done fast. In May 2009, Chris Hemsworth was in negotiations to portray the title role. After back and forth process in which 25-year-old actor was refused early on, then given a second chance to read for the part. Hemsworth's brother, Liam, also auditioned for the role, but was passed on by Marvel Studios. Kevin Feige, thank God. His brother cannot act. Josh Hartnett, Kevin McKinnon, and Triple H were considered for the role, and Charlie Hunnam, Alexander Skarsgård, and Joel Kinnaman were tested. Yeah. Alan Richmond audition, but he failed for the casting. The next day, Marvel announced that Tom Hiddleston, who worked with Branagh before, had potentially been considered to portray the lead role, having cast as Loki. Branagh said that they're hoping to begin filming in 2010. Hemsworth and Hiddleston had signed on. Hemsworth and Hiddleston signed on. Previous mentioned the film would take place on both modern-day Earth and Asgard, but Thor's human host, Dr. Donald Blake, would not be included. In July 2009, Marvel announced that Natalie Portman would be portraying Jane Foster. He was drawn to the intelligence Portman brought to the role. He felt that pretty much every notable Hollywood actors between the ages of 25 and 30 were seen for the part. Jamie Allen Cole was from reported to have joined the cast, with she playing Lady Sif and for his role unrevealed. In an interview with Swedish news site, Stellan Skarsgård said that he had joined the cast, though he did not specify his role. Then in October, Anthony Hopkins had been cast as Odin in the film. The following month, Marvel announced that they had cast the Warrior 3. When Vindel was played by Stuart Townsend. Hogan was stand by Tonal Upson, and Ray Stevenson was was playing one of the characters. Volstas. Idris Elba was announced to have joined the cast, and Kate Daniels will be involved in the project, portraying Darcy, a co-worker of Portman's Jane Foster. Page was inspired by The Godfather, since like Thor, the film is fathers and sons about the actions that a father takes that his sons will have to answer for. Brianna Russo was cast as Friggy Frage, Thor's mother and Noah's wife. Later that month, actor Joseph Yett and Troy Bernier and Josh Cox had been cast in the film. Only days before the film began, Townsend was replaced by Joshua Dallas' Fendel. Creative differences. When Spider-Man 4's production installed, Paramount Marvel Entertainment pushed up the release of Thor by 2 weeks on May 6. Marvel Studios signed a long-term agreement with Roger Studios to photograph the next 4 films, which is Iron Man 2, Captain America: The First Avenger, and The Avengers. Thor was beginning in Los Angeles from March until April. Began on January. Film began on January 11, 2010. A few days after film began, Clark Gregg signed on to reprise his role as Agent Coulson. Paramount Pictures entered negotiations with California to use a 300-yard stretch of beach to film a scene for the Thor involving 6 horses running down the Terran. They said the coastline was ideal because of the gradual slope of sand, the waterline. Thor moved to New Mexico. Branagh, a fan of the comics since childhood, commented on the challenge of bringing Asgard in the mortal world. Inspired the comic book world both, and heavily at once tried to find a way to make a virtue and celebration of the distance between the world that exists in the film, but also make them live in the same world. The film parts of the Thor in California. The film has some reshoots. Just reading off it a little bit. But for the music score, the film was scored by Patrick Doyle. Yeah. And for the marketing for Thor, you had the trailer, of course, TV spots. Uh, Burger King had some toys out for the movie, yeah, to help market it. And you had some like Iron Man 2, you had some Thor Dr. Pepper drinks with some of the characters on it from the movie. Yep. Just to market the movie. And of course, Hasbro, yeah, they have like a Thor's hammer as a toy. Yeah, they probably, if you look up back in the day, they were like Hasbro had a commercial for it. Yeah. Thor's hammer, the Mighty Avenger, his hammer as a toy. And the character of Thor himself, Thor Odinson, is a superhero appearing in Marvel Comics. The characters first appeared in January Mystery in 1962. Thor was created by Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, and Larry Lipper. Thor was born to Odin, the king of Asgard, and Gaia, the earth goddess. He was then raised by Odin's wife, Frigga, believing her to be his mother. As Thor comes of age, Odin gives him a magic hammer, Mjolnir. Mo, can't say the name right, but it's this Thor's hammer. I'm just gonna call it the hammer, which is enchanted so that only the way that he was the worthy may lift it. Thor exists in past form of the mythological Thor, but he was eventually reincarnated as a new version. Thor fought alongside the Vikings, but he condemned them as an attack on Christian monastery. Monastery. Odin banishes Thor to modern day Earth with no memory of his historical origins, giving him the identity of Donald Blake. As Blake, Thor visits Scandal where he stumbles upon a walking stick, using the powers of Thor. Loki provokes the Hogan to attack and train. Loki is successful in luring them out. He's come by Iron Man, Ant-Man, and Wasp. Thor also joins the Avengers, and they have something called Ragnarok, which is basically like the end of the world for them. You know, their Armageddon. Thor is conflicted. He sends a mortality to his pride. His father Odin seeks to teach him humanity for his arrogance. He's forced by Odin to live as a mortal. Thor's experience with humanity provides his character growth. Yeah, not gonna sit here all day and read more about the character. Yeah, because I don't have all time for that all night. Oh, of course, there was also a video game that was called Thor: God of Thunder. It's an action hack and slash video game based on this movie. Let's see. Yep. Platforms is Nintendo DS, PlayStation 3, Wii, Xbox 360, Nintendo 3DS. The game, of course, you play Thor. You, as Thor, you can battle through the numerous worlds of Norse mythology, save Asgard. You can wield the iconic the Thor's hammer, fight enemies of scale while controlling the elements, storm powers of lightning, thunder, and wind to vanquish enemies. There must overcome monstrous foes led from the pages of the comics, including Yoke, Yuma, and Sorcerer, as well as other demonic enemies. There's also a very collectible to be found and collectible runes, concert arts. Yeah, I guess it's different from the story. Yeah, from the movie. But of course, it was a popular thing at the time. Oh, sorry. Yeah, and you have the cast here that they're at the 2010 San Diego Comic Con. Natalie Portman, Kate Dennings, Tom Hiddleston, and Chris Hemsworth. I guess marketing the movie, trying to get it out there with the trailer and stuff. But for the cast of the movie, you have Chris Hemsworth as Thor, the Crown Prince of Asgard, based on the Norse the same woman. He was 25 years old when he got the part. Hemsworth said that he gained 20 pounds for the role by eating nonstop and revealing that it wasn't until Thor that he started lifting weights. So I guess he definitely tell in this movie he worked out a lot and get into shape. Yeah, Chris Hemsworth. Well, let's see. Of course, he played Captain Kirk's father in Star Trek: The 2009 reboot, a movie called Black Hat, which I heard wasn't very good. Extraction, which it came out in 2020, never seen it. He was in Ghostbusters 2016, but I don't want to talk about that. The Cabin in the Woods, a film called Rush. I can't think I've seen. Well, I guess his first movie was Star Trek, playing George Kirk, James T. Kirk's father, and of course he would go on to be in the other Marvel movies. Like I don't mention the Red Dawn remake because that sucked. The Avengers, Thor: The Dark World, and Avengers: The Return, all the other Marvel MCU movies. And he had a cameo in Doctor Strange, the first Doctor Strange. I guess in Deadpool and Wolverine too. Cole Strong, I've seen him in that. He's good in that as well. Then you have Tom Hiddleston as Loki, who's Thor's older brother and nemesis. Thor, he additionally played Thor, but perhaps his talent will be better harnessed playing Loki, which is a good choice, by the way. Tom Hiddleston does a great job, though. And of course, he's going to be in the other Marvel movies. Like he would be the main villain in the Avengers that would come out the next year after this. Yeah, and Thor: The Dark World, of course. And he was in Kong Skull Island, which I like that movie. In Infinity War and Ant-Man of the Wasp: Quantumania, full cameo. And Avengers: Infinity War and Endgame. And I saw the light where he played the real singer Hank Williams, the biopic movie. Yeah, he was good in that. Yeah, and he was good in Kong Skull Island. I wish he had more to do in that movie. That was a good movie. I like that film. He also acted in that movie with Samuel L. Jackson, who was of course Nick Fury, and Brie Larson, who went on to go on to be Captain Marvel for Marvel many years toward the end of the 2010s decade, 2019. Stellan Skarsgård as Eric Civic, a scientist doing research in New Mexico. He encounters Thor, and he's kind of like a father to Jane. He's taught her, went to school with her father. He's been in other movies too. Let's see. I believe he was in Good Will Hunting. Yeah, classic movie. He was in Deep Blue Sea. I remember him in that. The Glass House. I remember him in that. And of course, The Avengers, the first movie, Thor: The Dark World. In Avengers: Age of Ultron, he was in that as well. Yeah, I guess that was the last MCU movie he was in. Yeah, it was Avengers: Age of Ultron. They didn't really have him in any more movies. That was like last time that was in. He was in a Marvel movie that was in 2015. Kate Dennings is Darcy Lewis. I basically remember her in Big Mama's House too. I guess she's also in Thor: Love and Thunder, but she just has a cameo in Thor: Love and Thunder. You know, she's a political science major who was Jane Foster's intern. And Clark Gregg is Phil Coulson, a Shield agent. He inspired his roles from Iron Man 1 and 2. And of course, he would go on to be in the Avengers and Marvel's Agents of Shield. Yeah. Colin Fierce as Loki, King of the Frost Giants and Loki's biological father. That's familiar. The actor does. Oh, okay. He was Colonel Minkin in, let's see what it was. Oh, in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Yeah. Okay. Did not note that. Ray Stevenson as Voltus, Remember the Warrior 3. Ray Stevenson. Yeah, of course, Ray Stevenson was the guy. He was good in this movie. Even though I'm not really much of Ray Stevenson's guy, he was good in this film, I thought. And before this, in 2008, he was in a movie, Punisher Warzone, which that movie sucked. Yeah, never considered myself a Ray Stevenson guy, but he was pretty good as Volty and Volstagg in this movie, and Thor: Dark World as well. Of course, he was in Thor Ragnarok too. Yeah, hey, he sucked in the Punisher. Punisher Warzone, that movie sucked. He wasn't a very good Punisher in my opinion, but he was good as his character. I thought he did a really good job. Idris Elba as Hondo. They all sang on hearing Asgardian Century of the Bifrost Bridge. Idris Elba's a great actor. Uh, he was in a movie called Obsessed with Beyonce. I like that movie. He was in Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw, The Dark Tower, which are a flop. And of course, he played Bloodsport in The Suicide Squad, which came out in 2021. He voiced a character in Zootopia, The Jungle Book. He voiced Shere Khan in that in the 2016 remake. Yeah. Jamie Alexander Sif. Well, another movie, yeah, she was in, of course, Thor: The Dark World and Thor: Love and Thunder. It was just a cameo. I hated what they did with her in Thor: Love and Thunder, but we'll wait till we get there. She was on Ragnarok for some reason. She just disappears. Uh, any of the movies? The Last Stand with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, She was good in that movie, and that movie's underrated in my opinion. Rena Russo is pretty. Rena Russo's been in many movies. You can say Outbreak, Lethal Weapon 3, Lethal Weapon 4, Outbreak, like I mentioned that, Lethal Weapon 3 and 4, In the Line of Fire with Clint Eastwood, and a movie called Buddy, and Big Trouble. And of course, she was in Avengers Endgame as well. I guess she's retired from acting. I don't know, but and Thor: The Dark World, of course. And Anthony Hopkins is Odin, who maybe I may say happy belated birthday to him. He turned 87 yesterday. He was in, if you want to say, it's another superhero movie, The Mask of Zorro, where he played the original Zorro, training Antonio Banderas to replace him as Zorro. He's great in that movie. If you want to consider that a superhero movie, I do, but you know, he was Nixon. He played Richard Nixon. He was also in a movie called The Edge with that Baldwin, which I really like that movie. Really good film. And of course, he was Hannibal Lecter, I believe, too, in Silence of the Lambs and some of the sequels. Additionally, Cameron Patrice Hoban. He's in 47 Ronin. Mortal Kombat from 2021. He's also in Thor Ragnarok and Thor: The World, coming back as the character. Josh Dallas portrays Brundle. Stuart Townsend was just a guest after Zachary Levi was forced to vacate the role due to a scheduling conflict. But Zachary Levi did go on to, that's the same guy, I guess he was going to be part of this movie, but he did go play in Shazam, Captain Marvel and Shazam Fury of the Gods. And of course, as he did appear in Thor: The Dark World and Thor Ragnarok. Yep. And Samuel Jackson does come back as Jeremy Renner. They have cameos as Nick Fury, and we see Clint Barton for the, aka Hawkeye, for the first time in an MCU movie. This is his first appearance. Even though it's a cameo, it is his first appearance. Alright. Alright, that's enough for the cast. Sorry. In the film, it's written by Kenneth Branagh. Can't believe it. He's directed movies like Murder in the Orient Press, Death on the Nile. He directed Wild Wild West. Yes, and he played the villain Dr. Lawless in that. Screenplays by Ashley Edward Miller. Let's see. He wrote scripts for Agent Cody Banks, the first Thor movie, X-Men First Class, Attack of the Tents, First Agent Cody Banks and X-Men First Class, Dawn Payne, First One for The Simpsons, and My Super Ex-Girlfriend and Fantastic World Ride Super Surfer. Stories by J. Michael Starisky. Wrote on films like World War Z and World War Awakening. Mark Bordisco, can't say the name right, I'm sorry, who wrote films like The Cell, Poseidon Remake, I Am a Legend, Will Smith, Old Boy, and this movie. It's based on Thor by Stanley Jet Lee. Produced by Kevin Feige, who has produced all the MCU movies. You know, to date, all of them. Cinematography is by Harris Sepla. I can't say the name right, I'm sorry. I butchered that. He was done for Meg 2, The Trench, More Than the Ordinary Press, on the Ordinary Express, Cinderella, Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit, which I did not care for. Edited by Paul Rubel. He was doing animation. He edited Blade, the first Blade movie, which is World War IV, I guess. Peter Pan 2003, Collateral, Hancock, which is another superhero movie, The Avengers 2012, and Transformers 4: Age of Extinction, and Fate of the Furious, and Bumblebee. Music is by Patrick Doyle, who's done music for like Maggie from 1981, Hamlet, uh, Man to Man, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. He did music score for that. Yeah. Production company is Marvel Studios. It's distributed by Warner by Paramount Pictures. It was released May 6, 2011, here in the U.S. It's 114 minutes long. The budget to make the movie was $150 million. Box office made $449.3 million worldwide. And he got positive reviews from critics. It was successful at the box office. So Thor did make money. Alright. And the plot synopsis, and I'm only 30 minutes in, sorry, of the movie is that for the story of Thor, sorry, sorry, is that as the son of Odin, king of the Norse gods, Thor, played by Chris Hemsworth, will soon inherit the throne of Asgard from his aging father. However, on the day he is able to be crowned, Thor reacts with brutality, and when the god's enemies, the Frost Giants, enter the palace in violation of the treaty, as punishment, because Thor tries to go fight at them on his own to get even, Odin banishes Thor to Earth, while Loki, Thor's brother, plots mischief in Asgard, planning to take over as king. And Thor, now stripped of his powers, faces his greatest threat, which is his own brother, and having to stop Loki. And Thor has to learn how to be a hero, how to not be so arrogant, and from his stupidity, he has to learn from his mistakes and become a better hero. He has to become worthy of the hammer, and he has to become worthy of being a hero and stopping Loki and defeating Loki. For Loki has a dangerous threat planned, and so Thor has to stop him and defeat Loki from taking over the throne of Asgard, and he has to save him. And well, he has to pretty much save, stop Loki from what he's doing, and learn to become a true hero by the end of the movie. So that's the plot for you. I'll talk about the movie itself. Maybe not reading quotes. I don't think I'll have time for that. But for the film's opening, you get the Marvel logo, the Paramount logo. But pretty much with Thor, you open up with Jane Foster, with Jane, uh, Darcy, and Skillet. I forget the actor's name again. Damn it! I know the name. Oh, Eric. Okay, Eric. Yeah. But you have Eric, Darcy, and Jane doing a science experiment, and they feel something in this guy. She's like, "I'm telling you, he's coming. I'm telling you. Just wait for it." And she's like, Darcy's like, "Can I play my iPad?" He's like, "No." And they go running, and they're chasing. Lightning comes down. It's basically from the bridge, the Bifrost Bridge. And she hits somebody with a car, and it's Thor. He's like, "Please don't be dead. Please don't be dead." And it's Thor. Like, who is he? And then we get the opening beginning of with Odin in 1965 AD. Odin describes a battle in Greenland between the Frost Giants and the Asgardians, and the Frost Giants are bad. They can freeze people. They're basically like these monsters that can threaten the worlds or whatever. And so, they, he fights them. They freeze and kills innocent people. The Guardians come to the rescue. They save them. The Guardians win. They take possession of the powerful casket of ancient winters, which can like free somebody. But sometime later, Odin is talking to his two sons, which are Thor and Loki, who talk about the war. He's like, "One of you will be king one day," and tells them the story. And Thor, the kid's like, "I'm ready to fight. I'm gonna get there and I'm smash them." He's like, and Odin says, "A wise king never seeks out war, but he must always prepare for it." And he talks to them about being kids. And you have Thor having a ceremony at the beginning. Thor wears that helmet. Here he wears the helmet, but just for briefly. Yeah, and they're gonna celebrate Thor's victory because he's been in many battles and stuff. Loki, Loki's like very jealous of him, but all his friends are like proud of him. Sif smiles. His mother smiles like, "Oh, you act like that." They smile, and all of a sudden, the casket of the ancient winters is about to get stolen by frost giants. Odin can sense this before he's a Thor, Odin's son, before he's about to, I guess, crown him or something. That he gets the destroyer that appears and stops and shows his destroyer just can. Let's see what the destroyer looks like. Well, he's a giant, kind of like almost a giant, like as the Iron Giant, but as fire that comes out of his face and can evaporate you with it. Yep. Odin tells him, well, at least they didn't get everything. And Thor's like, how could you be angry about this, father? That they do this, they come insult you, they think you're weak. You got to prove a point. You got to go and fight them. He's like, as king of Asgard, I was like, you're not king, not yet. And Thor wants to go attack, and this makes Thor pissed off. And he's like, and Thor gets him from like, well, this ain't the best. Maybe father's right. I do agree with you. The first chance deserved it, but maybe we should listen to father. And Thor's out with that. Thor's gonna go do it. So he gathers Loki, Faustus, Fandral, Hagen, and Lady Sif, and he convinces them, talks them into going into fight, going to the Frost Giants planet, you know, and fighting them. Even though they say that's treason, they go to Heimdall. Loki tries to talk to Heimdall. He's like, "You're trying to trick me. You know, that's not going to work." And Thor doesn't want to hear enough of it. So he's like, and Heimdall opens the gate for them to go to the Frost Giants place, their planet or whatever, the Frost Giants domain, Jahalem, a frozen comely wasteland. He's like, but Heimdall warns them, if there's any threat that's coming here, I will shut it down. You'll be trapped there. They confront Laufey, who tells the escorting warriors. He's like, we did some things. He's like, the House of Lord has made sure. He's like, be careful how you speak to my father. He's like, oh, you don't listen, boy. He said, you're just, and Laufey says to Thor, you're just a boy trying to prove himself a man by seeking out war and blood, and you crave it. Yeah. Now, go away for, I have to do something I regret. And Loki's like, Thor, let's go. When they go, for friends come by looking at Thor. Thor walks away. He's like, "Go home, little princess." And Loki's like, "Oh shit," shit. Didn't say that, but Thor's got his hammer. Thor hits him with a hammer. And there's a scene where they he starts fighting them with a hammer. Get some good action there. Thor just hitting them. He's like, "Come on, give me something." They're like, "That was more like it." And Thor throws the hammer at him. And Thor, always catches his hammer. And I like the scene where he's just fighting more of them. And the team's doing good. Loki's able to trick one Frost Giant to come and chase him. One Frost Giant grabs his arm and Loki's hand turns blue. He's like, but he kills the Frost Giant. One's about to attack him, but he's like disappear. Lake's and them do good at first. One of the friends, I think it's Frundle, I get the name, gets attacked. He gets like stabbed by one of the ice giants. They say Thor's like go, and Thor's able to like get his Thor on the hammer on the ground, like and hit rocks like by twisting by rolling it. And eventually, when he's got the power of thunder, and a lot calls for this big giant monster to come to attack. They chase them down. The Frost Beast. Thor runs over, flies over, and goes in the Frost Beast's mouth and destroys it. Gets down. It's like, and more of them are going to come to the fight. Thor kills the beast. They're trying to call for Helder, for Heldum. They call them, Idris Elba to call them. They're trying to call him to so he can come back. But Odin arrives, and then everybody saves the warriors, apologizing to Luffy. He's like, to see this, he's like, Father, we'll fight them together. He's like, be quiet, boy. He tells him, Luffy, I'm sorry about this. These are the actions of a boy. He's like, well, your boy did not do this. He started a war. He'll get what he came for, war and blood. He's gonna get it. And he's about to attack Loki. Luffy, even though he's a piece of shit, he somewhat does want to kill Odin, but Odin strikes at him, knocks him down, brings him back, and then, of course he yells at Thor, he's like, "Don't you realize where he started?" He's like, "They just see that you're old and weak, old and weak. You started a war." He's like, "You're a cruel, unselfish, arrogant boy." He's like, and Thor's like, "You're an old man and a fool." Yes, I was a fool. I think you were ready. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I don't know why this does this. It wouldn't be so hard. Odin is furious that Thor dragged about it. Tells Thor, "You are not worthy." And Thor goes to being silent and upset. And I hate this damn thing. Let's get out of here. I'm sorry, guys. The quality is just going crazy. I don't know what the frick is that. Are you kidding me? I'm just saying something will work. I'm sorry, guys, for this quality one so crazy. Anyway, where was I? So he's mad. He's like thinking you are unworthy. You're wearing all this stuff. He takes his gauntlet off. He takes his, starts taking off his equipment. Does taking off the stuff off him. He's like, "You're unworthy." Okay, we're back to good. You're unworthy. And he's like, "Father," and Loki's like, "Oh, I'm gonna be quiet to Loki." And he's like, "Thor, I banish you. Those who's worthy, I take you away from me, your power." And then he banishes him to Earth and sends his hammer after him. Seconds later, and he says, "Whoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor." And he throws it to Earth. Then he runs into the physicist, the scientist, Jane Foster, and Eric. Sarah, like I said, this is where they get to where they hit him. They take Thor to the hospital, and they're like, "What is his name?" He said, "It's Thor, Thor." Yes. Oh, I don't know him. I just remember that. Yeah, she hit him with the car. uh, like he's like, "Hammered, I'm hammered," and Darcy's like, "Yeah, dude, we can tell you're him." And she tases him. Thor wakes up in the hospital. It's like, "It's okay," and Thor's like, "How dare you throw it somewhere?" And he pushes, starts hitting these others for punches. Like, "How dare you?" And they will tackle him. And Thor's like, "You can't attack the son of Odin." And then they give him a shot, calm him down. And Jane and Eric and they were working on the science project, trying to figure out, and they figure out Thor was that thing that came out of there. Like, I think it was something in the hospital. Yeah, Thor was trying to get out, but Thor's able to slip his hands out. Thor tries to get away. But Thor gets hit, but she runs over Thor again by accident. And the thing gets changed, and oh, this is like her old boyfriend. He's like, "Well, you're welcome," because he takes the shit like, "This mortal realm is going to be ridiculous." He goes to a coffee shop, they take me coffee. He's like, "This drink, I like it." So another. He's like, "No, you can just ask nicely." Well, I wasn't being rude. He's like, "Well, no more breaking stuff." He's like, "Well, you have my word." And apparently these guys talk Thor's hammer. They talk about it, and hammer and Thor asks him where it was. And Jane's like, "You're just gonna get it?" "Yep, that's what I'm gonna go do." And he'll find a way. And Eric, is like, "Let's just leave him. He's a nut. He's just talking about his Thor." That stuff books, Loki and Odin. Those are the kind of books where as a child, he's a nut. And Jane is somewhat attracted to Thor. Thor gives her a kiss on the hand. She's like, see her blushing, and see them, just smiling about it. They return there with Shield, and you have Agent Coulson, played by Clark Greggs, taking her items, not her items, but taking up her scientific research with her. It's 50 miles due west, so that's where Thor's headed. Thor goes to a pet store and says, I need a horse. Give me something that I can ride. We only have dogs and cats, no horses. So Jane decides to give him a ride as she needs Thor to get her research. Says he can help, and he talks about it. And they have this little sweet chemistry going. Their chemistry starts to build her. I could buy them falling for each other. It's like, deal? It's like, no deal. You can't go in there. But Thor goes in there, sneaks around, is able to hide a bit. He fights some guys out, and he's getting close to his hammer. And this one big guy hits, and Thor's like, "You're big. I fought bigger." Yeah. And they fight more. They go out into, they get dirty and stuff. And Thor knocks the guy out eventually. You know, kicks him in the face. Like does this jump. Thor does this jump kick, and then kicks him and knocks him out in the face. And this is a scene where it's very much Thor goes to get his hammer. Uh, this scene right here tries to get his hammer. And the music and the sadness there is sad, and Thor just like can't get it. He lost his powers. He lost his abilities, and he starts screaming at the like screaming to the heavens, like screaming to home. And you have Clint Barton, he's like, I'm gonna get this guy. You better let me. I'm gonna root for him. And then like Thor's like, Agent Coulson's like, don't do it yet. And this scene where he's just down because he cannot get his hammer. Oh, and the gathered people, by the way, I gotta mention they're trying to get the hammer. And what they try to get a truck and it breaks, and there's a guy, this guy says, "Did it work?" And that's Stan Lee making a cameo. They take him, and Coulson's like, "You fought my men like they were just like mall security guards or something. Where'd you get your training from?" And Thor doesn't talk. But anyway, we always do. We'll find out. And Loki comes appear to him, and Thor's like, "Loki, can I come home?" And apparently, he also found out, by the way, that Loki is Laufey's son. He's a frost giant. He's like, my curse now is like when he took the casket of the ancient wines. He also there was a baby there that didn't have no family or home, and that was Loki. He took Loki in as his own son. And Loki's like, "You took me for a purpose. What was it?" And he won't say nothing. Loki's like, "Tell me." And he's like, "You're just using me." And Loki thinks that he was trying to trick him all along. And Odin falls into the Odin sleep. So Loki becomes acting king. He goes to Thor though and tells him that father's dead, but he lies to Thor and he's like, "Goodbye, Thor. Sorry, your exile still remains for now." As he's planning to take over, probably leave Thor for dead. And his Loki's friends, I mean Thor's friends, Sif and them, they're upset. They're like, "What can we do to help people? He's been exiled. Can't do nothing." They try to talk to Loki, but Loki says, "My mother refused to leave her side. You bring her problem to me." He's like, "Nope, I cannot. This girl are the last kings of ice. I'm sorry, his exile remains." It's like she wants to get mad and attack him, and Sif gives Loki that look because she knows that even though he says meanwhile that he loves Thor, but she knows that deep down he's always been so jealous of Thor. Um, Eric comes for Jane, gets Thor out of prison, out of the jail. He's like, he's like Donald Blake. Well, he's upset by his research. Research of his work. Well, steroids. you know, gets him out of there. Him and they have a drink, and they talk. And he's like, "I don't know if you're crazy or what, pal." You know, he's like, "I'm not." He's like, "But you better have toward these tensions toward Jane." I'm like, "I swear, my intentions are good toward her." It's like, they couldn't have a beer, and him and Thor just. And of course, he gets drunk. As Asgardian, Thor can drink plenty. Eric gets drunk. They go to Foster, you know, takes him to Foster's trailer just to put him to bed, to get him to sleep. Thor and Foster go outside to gaze at the stars. Thor explains the nine realms to her about the Bifrost Bridge. He just tells good chemistry with them. And meanwhile, Loki basically freezes Heimdall. Well, tells him to order him. Loki goes to the Frost Giants planet to tell Laffy that he can kill Thor. He can kill Odin in his own sleep. In his sleep, which of course he wants to gain that opportunity to do it. Uh, Sorry. And Heimdall's like, I can't see you. He's like, don't let nobody in, but he does let somebody in. He lets Sif and Thor's friend, the Warrior Three, to go to the Earth, and they just walk in there. They're like, hi, you know, and they meet his new friends. And Loki, seeing this, he freezes Heimdall, puts him on ice. Loki then command. Well, like I said, Loki went to Luffy, let him kill Odin and take their casket. And in return, they will return home in peace. Loki then commands the destroyer to go Earth and kill Thor. He starts killing, this machine starts attacking some people, even the agents of Shield. And Thor can't do nothing. He has no powers, and Thor becomes better. His arrogance, his stupidity, his selfishness kind of changes. He, has manners, and stuff. Is very polite. So it's like Jane taught him how to be polite in a way. The destroyer arrives in New Mexico, destroys some people. Their friends are about to nearly get killed. He's like, Thor tells Sif, no, Sif, live and tell stories of this day. Don't die. Yeah, and Thor goes up to the beast. Even though he doesn't have his powers, doesn't have a suit, he's just a normal man in a guy suit. He goes like, Loki, whatever I did to upset you, whatever I did, brother, please forgive me. Don't punish these people, these innocent people. They don't deserve to punish me, kill me. And like he's about to stop, and then Sure turns around, punches Thor, and then he kills him. And is about to die, and chains up his body, chains up his face. Says, "Don't die, don't die." To cry, and but eventually, I guess the power comes back to him. His self reputation proves him worthy once again to wield the hammer, and the hammer comes over to him, and Thor flies and brings him up with him. He tries to shoot at him. Thor hits it, and Thor's back the hammer, which is a pretty cool scene, by the way. And Thor destroys the destroyer. Fit in his red cape armor. He promises Foster that he'll return. Gives her a kiss on the, you know, her hand. They share a kiss. Flies her. He's like, "You want to see the bridge?" Flies with her. He promises he'll return, but he has to go defeat Loki, who Loki is planning to destroy Laffy's planet, Frostgiant's planet, to murder all of them, just because he thinks he'll make his father proud and become a new king. Laffy, Hendo gets out of the frozen state that Loki put him in and kills two frost giants. And he has to go. They have to put him in a hospital. Well, their hospital, I guess, for him. To their medical bay, I guess you want to call it. Luffy goes to Odin's bedchamber, is about to kill him. Just knocks Rhaenyra out of the way. And appear to hear although he's frozen. Heimdall's conscious. Loki kills the Norse god. Says, and I'm Loki, son of Odin. Loki goes to the Hamburger and sets up the bridge to destroy the ice planet. Jump the frost giants. So tries to stop him. He's like, this is wrong. What's all this new love for the frost giants, brother? Come on, brother. What's the new love? Is it that woman that Dan? Oh, she made you so. Maybe I'll just go pay her a visit. Is it wrong? You know, yeah. Then Loki and Thor fight. He's like, I won't fight you, but like, come on, brother, fight me. Hits him with his Loki hits him with his staff. And him and Thor are fighting, which is of course a better fight. Uh, the fight takes outside. He puts the hammer on Loki's chest, and Loki can't move it because only Thor. He's like, "What are you gonna do, brother? What are you gonna do?" And he grabs his staff. He's in it, and Loki's like, "You're never gonna see her again." He's just breaking the bridge. They fall into space, but Odin arrives and catches Thor with his Loki's staff. But Loki admits defeat. He's like, I did it for us, Father, for us, all of us, for you. He's like, no, Loki, it was wrong what you did, and you know, and Loki just, falls into the void to die. All seems to be back to normal in Asgard. Odin is saddened by the turn of events. Thor returns, mourns for his brother, and misses Jane Foster. He misses Jane, thinks of her, whom he isn't able to visit because the bridge is now destroyed. Hemdo gazes over the edge of the rainbow. He says, I see her. She finds looks for you. Foster is in a new lab, the new equipment, and now being assisted by Shield. And I guess Thor's going to continue just living on Asgard until they can fix it up. Well, eventually he'll return to the Avengers. You know, and eventually like he told Jane, he would come back for her. He may get on that prompt. Well, doesn't mean he's not get on the prompt, but we'll get to that when we get to the Dark World. And then the movie ends there. Then afterwards, Eric goes to the Joint Energy Mission Facility to Shield by Nick Fury. Fury shows him the Tesseract and the briefcase. I think the Tesseract also has one of the Infinity Stones in it as well. That's what they lead up to it in the Marvel Universe. But the Tesseract was also in the next movie, Captain America: The First Avenger. Loki appears in a reflection, visible to Selvig and Fury. Says, "Well, yes, that's what they look." Which Eric replies, "I guess Loki's trying to influence them, and he uses that influence more in the Avengers." And you see Loki again in the Avengers being the main villain. I guess Loki just didn't die apparently and go hiding for a while. And I guess with the Tesseract that was happening, I guess it's going to lead to, and at least the next MCU movie, Captain America: The First Avenger. And that's the end of Thor. So, the first movie. Good movie. Let me see if I read some quotes, guys. I'm going to start my final opinion on this movie. I never wanted the throne. I only ever wanted to be your equal. Is that one of Stark's? I don't know. Guy never tells me anything. Who? Does he need CPR? Because I totally know CPR. You better call Coulson, because I'm starting to root for this guy. I need a horse. We don't have any horses, just dogs, cats, and birds. They gave me one of the largest enough to ride. This drink, I like it. I know, it's great. Another. Sorry, little accident, Izzy. Little accident. What was that? It was delicious. I want another. You could have just said so. I just did. I mean, ask nicely. I meant no disrespect. All right, no more smashing, deal. You have my word. Is there a Richard's Fair in town? Calling in, yeah. Base, we got Xena, Jackie Chan, and Robin Hood. The casket wasn't the only thing you took from Johnny that day, was it? No, in the aftermath of the battle, I went to the temple and I found a baby, small for a giant's offspring, abandoned, suffering, left to die. Laffy's son, yes. Why would you need deep in children's blood? Why would you take me? You were an innocent child. No, you took me for a purpose. What was it? Tell me! I thought we could unite our kingdoms today, bring our alliance, bring about your peace through you. What? But that's doesn't really matter. So I am no stolen relic, locked up here until you might have used me. Why did you twist my words? You could have told me what I was from the beginning. Why didn't you? You're my son. I want to only protect you from the truth. What? Because I am a monster. Parents tell the children about it at night? No, no. You know it makes sense now why you favored Thor all these years, because no matter how much you claim to love me, you could never have Frost Giant sitting on the throne of Asgard. You are vain, greedy, cruel boy, and you were an old man and a fool. Yes, I was a fool to think you were ready, father. Fee, your own son, you have betrayed the express command of our king. Through your arrogant stupidity, you opened these peaceful realms and innocent lives to the horror and desolation of war. You are unworthy of these realms, you are unworthy of your title, you are unworthy of lords you have betrayed. I have now taken you from your power, in the name of my father and his father before I, Odin Elderval, cast you out. Okay, guys, I think I'm done here. But some good dialogue there. Yeah. So let me get my final opinion on Thor. Hope you enjoyed this little revisit review I did. It's still a superhero film, and Thor's a Marvel character, so it had to be part of this marathon. And I wanted to revisit review it anyway. But Thor, I love this movie. Really good film. Probably my, let's say, second favorite as of now. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. I do like Thor the Dark World, but this is definitely better than that movie, in my opinion. Yeah. But I say I did have a little bit of problems with this movie. But trying to get the issues though, I do like the story of Thor. I like Thor as a character. Chris Hemsworth is Thor. He's great. Even, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Thor, but what made me a fan of Thor was Chris Hemsworth, you know, and glad that Stanley and Jack Kirby created him. I mean, I liked the actor who played Thor in The Incredible Hulk Returns, but for me, Chris Hemsworth is Thor. He's what makes this movie great. I like the story about Thor being, he's arrogant, stupidity. He can be really selfish. He can be really cruel in a way, and wanting to fight. And but he's doing it the wrong way. And he, even though he gets banished, he learns to become a better person. You know, he becomes a better man. He learns to become a hero. That's what I see it. Thor learns to become a better person. He becomes worthy of the hammer. You know, not because of his strength, but because he has a good heart. When he sacrifices himself, and he would. Thor would let himself die just to protect the people he loves. And that's what makes him a remarkable hero. It's not the hammer or the power of his strength or a god of thunder, but it's the strength of his heart. If I'm making any sense there. That's how good of a character he is. And I do like Jane Foster. Natalie Portman does a great job. I don't care what nobody says. I love Natalie Portman. I think she's a great actress. Forgot to mention, first time seeing her was in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, and the other prequels. And of course, you want to talk about another comic book movie. Uh, she was in V for Vendetta. Yeah. And Thor Dark World and Thor Love and Thunder, sadly. She was the best thing about that movie, though. It was cool that they made her the female Thor. That was cool. But I just wish it was a better movie. And maybe done a little quicker. You know, yeah. But I like that Thor Love and Thunder. This ain't a straight up comedy. It has comedy in it, but it's toned down. It's not all comedy every 5 seconds, every minute with stupid jokes. No. It's funny. The humor works in this movie. I said I didn't like Candy at first. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. It's funny when she takes Thor, or when she takes a picture of Thor. It's like, this is totally going on Facebook, and Thor smiles. I thought that was hilarious. So, that the humor works. The cast, Natalie Portman, Anthony Hopkins does a great job as Odin. He's a fantastic actor. Rita Russo does a good job. Clark Gregg does a good job. Ray Stevenson, even though I'm not much of a Ray Stevenson guy, he does a good job here. And Jamie Alexander, I think she does enough in this movie. But it's sad though because in the other two movies she doesn't do very much. Especially you don't see in the third movie. In the fourth movie they kill her off. I think in such a stupid way. Idris Elba does a good job. Yeah, yeah. And Chris Hemsworth, like I said, he is Thor, just like Christopher Reeve is Superman, Michael Keaton is Batman, Chris Hemsworth is Thor. Yeah, can't nobody see nobody else in the role because he does so good at it. But the rest of the cast and Tom Hiddleston, a great job. One of the best villains in a Marvel movie, in my opinion. I feel bad for Loki. He's been adopted. He feels like he's been betrayed, and you can tell why he's jealous of Thor. Maybe favoritism is not such a good thing, you know, because that can create diversity. Well, it can create jealousy within a family. It's not good to be jealous. And Loki was so jealous though that he was willing to kill and murder innocent people. It's just in the Frost Giant killing innocent people just to get revenge on Thor and take over the throne. And of course, that would play more into his villainy in the other movies, but he would kind of become like a hero as the movies go on, you know. But you can see why being adopted and not being told about it. Maybe that's the reason. And jealousy of Thor. Maybe all that anger just buffed up in him and brought the villain out of him because he is the god of mischief. Yeah, when he almost nearly kills Thor and he creates those images of himself, he's like, you see that evil villain out of him. But Thor's like, enough, and shocks him. Cool moment. And when the action's here, it's good. Again, superhero movies, I do wish this film had a bit more action. But the thing is, though, these movies aren't action movies. People can say to me that no, they're not. They're superhero films. Superhero films, you gotta have the story. You gotta have a really good story. Superman the movie, it takes a while to see Superman, but I'm invested in the story, and I'm invested in the story of Thor and his journey. And when he can't get the hammer, that was an emotional moment. That moment kind of almost made me cry for him. You really feel, well, not mainly cry, but I did feel for him. Felt sad for him, especially when he screams out, ah, it makes you feel for him, you know. And Marvel did a great job bringing Thor to the screen. Even though Sammy Raimi didn't get the great, at least we had Darkman. And hey, we got Spider-Man 1 and 2. That's Spider-Man 3, might count that. And Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Some people don't like that movie, but I like it. That's just me though, because it's like a horror movie too. But I'm not getting into that argument about that. But I like the cast. The special effects are great. The CGI I think is good. Asgardian Asgard looks beautiful on screen. Mm. I didn't get to see the theater, but in theaters, it was beautiful imagery to look at. Beautiful cinematography. I like they shot it in Mexico, New Mexico. That was cool. The editing, the action scenes, like I said, were well shot. It is cool to see Thor in action and hitting frost giants with his hammer. Yeah. Um, Things I didn't like. Kate Dennis, I used to find annoying, but her character growing on me in this movie. I liked her. Second time reviewing this again, I liked her. My biggest gripe with this movie, I don't like the music score too much. I think it needs to sound a little better, but that's just me. I didn't, you know, it was a decent music score of Patrick Doyle, but I wasn't a fan. That's just me. I prefer the Hulk versus Thor animated movie from 2009. I like that score for Thor a little better. I think they could have somewhat used that here or amped that up a bit. Yeah, this is, and some of the soundtrack is good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not all into the soundtrack for this movie. I wish the soundtrack was a little better. That music by Patrick Doyle, that's the only thing that's the biggest crap of this movie. And maybe a little more action you could have had. Yeah. But the humor is really good, and it's good for what it is. And it's an entertaining movie. Yeah, it's an entertaining, fun movie. In Thor: Dark World, though, you probably do get more action in that in the sequels, but it's still better than Thor: Love and Thunder. That's the worst Thor movie, in my opinion. Yeah. But anyway, Thor 2011, fun movie, good movie, very entertaining. My only problem is I wish more action scenes were there, and but again, it's still a good story though. That's the thing with the film, with the superhero film. You got to be invested in the character and the stories. And I like Natalie Portman. I think she was a good lover. I thought that her and Chris Hemsworth had good chemistry. You know, yeah. And I thought the action scenes were well done though. I just wish we had more of that. But despite that though, and I'm not a fan of the music score too much, but that's just me. Uh, yeah. But the CGI for 2011 is really good too. But my rating for so my final opinion is this is a good movie, highly entertaining, and highly recommend it. If you love Marvel movies or superhero movies, then I definitely recommend buying this on like I did, buy this on a nice Blu-ray like this or DVD or watch it on Disney Plus. It's definitely worth it. It is definitely better than most of the sequels. Well, I like Thor Ragnarok more. I just find that a bit more entertaining. You know, but don't get me wrong, this is still a great movie, and I like Thor Dark World too. It's definitely better than Thor: Love and Thunder, and any Marvel movies we're gonna get later after this is probably gonna be better than those. And yeah, it's definitely better than X Men First Class, and in my personal opinion, it's better than X Men First Class, and especially the Green Hornet, which I watched. It's a lot better because number one, I like Chris Hemsworth a lot more as an actor than Seth Rogen, but that's just me. And you guys stay tuned for my next review, which is another Thor movie, but this is a Marvel animated film. As you know, I'll review some of these movies on the channel here. Now I got only one more, and that is Thor: Tales of Asgard. Tales of Asgard, right here. Yep. So this is Thor: Tales of Asgard. This will be the next review coming up, so stay tuned for that tomorrow. And if I get time to do some more reviews tomorrow, well, I can't promise anything. But maybe X-Men First Class and Green Lantern Emerald Knights. That'll be coming up pretty soon. Yeah, for 2011. Just to show a little few there, and then two more movies after that. Yeah. But Thor: Tales of Asgard. This will be the next review coming up on the channel, so stay tuned for that, guys. And guys, let me know what you think. Again, my rating for Thor 2011. My rating for Thor is 4 to 5 stars and thumbs up. So guys, tell me in the comments down below. What do you think of this film in your opinion? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Uh, Tell me in the comments down below. What do you think of this movie in your opinion? What do you think of Christopher as Thor? What's your favorite Thor movie? Mine is Thor Ragnarok. My least favorite and your least favorite. My least favorite is Thor: Love and Thunder. So tell me in the comments down below, guys. And what are some of your favorite MCU movies? Tell me in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed my review of Thor. And stay tuned for my next review for the last Marvel animated film, the 8th film, I'm guessing, and that will be Thor: Tales of Asgard. So, thanks for watching, guys, which came out the same year as this. But thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.